At the end of the world, something called massacres appeared, and behind every pool there was a being, his own. It is assumed that if you are able to give this being what it wants, then it will happen to you. The match is based on a legendary ability or item. People did not know this information and thought they had to provide a more expensive name. The items they have for slaughterhouses are just to get legendary items. For this reason, when we stopped, he brought something simple like a bag of chips to the pool. They all kept making fun of him and said that he was poor and did not understand anything. But in reality, our hero Feng knew what he was doing very well. Everything begins with us one day when Feng was sitting with his girlfriend, and we discover that she is coming out. She is very despicable and took advantage of Feng during the past period and took all his property. Now, because she doesn't want anything from him, she leaves him and gets into the luxurious car she had bought. With his money, she goes to her second friend. Feng walks away and is very frustrated with what happened, but suddenly you get out of your way. The sky and the skyscrapers start to fall everywhere and people are screaming and terrified. As soon as the jokes come down, we find Feng's eyes aching and rigid, and this is because they are activated. He has a special talent, which is the essence of truth. Feng keeps holding it, and as soon as he opens it, he sees a nearby swimming pool in front of him and finds himself in it. Text written on it in gold. It is known from the text that this pool has the number 666 dragon faces. Kasturi is currently sitting bored and wants to eat something that will surprise him. In this place, a fat man comes with a piece of meat and throws it into the pool. When he does this, a strange magic apple appears for him, and within seconds he eats it. All along, he surrounds himself with a magical aura, and all his body fat disappears and his muscles grow, as if he remained a professional athlete. When everyone present sees what happened, they get very excited and repeat that it is necessary. They give gifts to the pool to get an ability like this. They start spending on gold watches, money, and many things, just because they get the reward. Feng is no longer interested in all this nonsense, and is only thinking about what food might surprise him. With the pool dragon. He remembers that a few days ago he brought a bag of meat called Incendiary Fingers of Death. When he knocks out just one piece from this bag, he will literally break the burn for 3 days. He repeats that he will go and present the bag to the pool, perhaps surprising the dragon. All the while he kept moving and going home and looking in the safe until he got the bag. Then he opens the computer to look at the dust. He finds that the whole world is upside down and talking about the pool and the rewards that come out. He turns more and sees a clip of a golf sheik putting an entire gold car in a swimming pool. When he does this, he receives a blue light and a golden element resembling an egg comes out. Feng continues researching more and more until he finds another completely shocking piece of news. This news was saying that in a country the gifts they give to the pool are not accepted. Even the leader of the sword sect there was a master of the Asturian sword that was dear to him. But this sword is also not accepted. Because the altar did not receive any gift, his terrifying demon emerged from it. And the terrifying one who killed many people. Finji is shocked and realizes that if the gifts are not to his liking at the altar, disasters will happen. It is terrifying and a terrifying monster will appear that will kill anyone. After that, he finds a message sent to everyone. This message was sent by the government and told the population that there are massacres that will only be accepted with certain gifts. The residents know that each person can only offer one gift to the altar. And each person also has a maximum of 3 massacres per day. Gifts. Feng also knows from the words that because of the energy of the massacres, all the surveillance devices, currently down. He didn't waste any more time, so he took this bag of hot meat and went to the pool. 666. There are no people left there at all, but there are remains of gifts thrown on the ground. Feng doesn't care and presents the bag of meat he prepared, and then the red beam comes out. Legendary, and the scene is very terrifying. The people in the area are all surprised because the red beam means something strong. They look carefully to know what is happening. The reward comes with the next cup, which is a huge black pool. He quickly grabs it and runs so that no one can see him and try to steal it from him. On the other side, because of the red light, all alarms are working at the defense headquarters. The commander speaks and asks those present if they have determined the coordinates for the start of the fluctuations. This energy. Someone responds and says yes, and shows him roughly the area where the beam will be. Red. We go back again to Feng, who has arrived home. He wonders whether this egg will be eaten or not and is thinking about how to cook it. Suddenly his real eye skill turns on and he is able to know the egg's information. He discovers that this is the egg of the devil's dragon of the abyss, and it is supposed to be when the dragon hatches. Follow Feng directly. He also knows that this is considered a legendary dragon, and his hull is beyond imagination. Finji is happy because he knows that the reward that came to him like this is not natural. When he realizes that he is able to know his original information, he understands that he can analyze the rewards that will also come to him thanks to his ability. He goes to the bathroom and looks in the mirror to see the capabilities of his eye. He knows that it is the only ability in the entire world. This ability can also determine all the requests for altars and the stories behind them. Swimming pool. It also analyzes the abilities of the rewards that appear. He says, "This strong man, my eye is considered the greatest treasure in the world." After that, he opens the computer to check a certain thing. And for a little while I feel certain because he finds many people writing that they are getting it. Unnecessary rewards similar to wood or stones. And they decide to throw it away. Fingel himself says that the things that are thrown away can in fact remain important treasures, but no one knows its benefit. Then he rolls the egg to the middle of the lid and looks at the clock, which is currently 10.5. I want him to also take advantage of swimming pools. Before he walks, he looks at his things and picks up everything from lighters, books, etc. to any swimming pool may need something from these. When he finishes, he finds a picture of his despicable lover. So he takes the picture and puts it in his pocket so he can throw it away too. Fing goes out and goes to the abandoned industrial area to look at the slaughterhouses there. Calm down. While he was on his way, his girlfriend suddenly called him, but he hung up and blocked her alone. This girl is staying in a hotel with the other boy, who is also rich. When Fing finds a lock on her face, she starts ringing again. But she understands that he blocked her. She frowns, insults him, throws the mobile phone and breaks it. The young man with her is trying to guide her. She really calms down and looks at this young man's possessions, including watches and very expensive things. And you see that this boy is very honest so that you can take advantage of him and exhaust everything. I became his boss. After that, she goes to one of the pranks and sacrifices the bag that Finja brought her. The pool gives her a gift with a green light. This process is also repeated twice in different places. You will also get the same green light. The young man who was with her even gave her very expensive gifts. He tells himself that this girl seems to have good luck in the massacres. Instead, waste some time with it and throw it away. I will leave her with me and take advantage of her luck. On the other side, Feng Bacon reached the industrial area. Now he wants to find 2 suitable swimming pools quickly, before the 2 opportunities they have today are wasted. Fortunately, he finds a swimming pool in front of him. What is called the automatic garbage collector. Given the name, this pool probably won't bring any good rewards. For this reason, he ignores it and moves until he finds another swimming pool. The second pool knows from his skill that there is a fish in a pool with dried up workers fighting for death. Currently, this fish only needs a little water, nothing more. But Fing doesn't like the topic and says that there's nothing wrong with this swimming pool. He keeps completing the rotation and is surprised by a third pool, which has a different story. Totally, the story of this swimming pool is that it has a tragic heroine who lives in an abandoned building and is forced. She makes a repeated betrayal scene until I get bored. Now she hopes to feed on a real betrayal and it will be difficult. Feng says this pool is the strangest pool I have seen so far. Then he takes out a picture of his betrayed lover, takes out a knife, and cuts out the features of the picture. Because he hates her very much and was subjected to severe betrayal because of her. He even remembers the terrible situations that happened between him and this girl. One time, when Venji was tired in bed, this girl didn't care at all and was just she takes money from him to shop. Another time, Venji was asking her about one of his lost possessions, and the girl told him that it was her. I sold it for the money. Literally, this girl considers men to be toys that she plays with just to get their money. They break up. Currently, Vinji is smiling and burning part of the picture to show the extent of the hatred. Then he puts this picture in the pool. When he does this, the pool lights up with a purple light. Finji concludes that this light is less than red because it was not released through the window. But it is also considered an important light, and it is the first time anyone sees this color at all. After that, 5 citation papers will be shown to him. He catches them and uses the Eye of Truth skill. He knows from his skill that the spell is only used once, but it will cause paralysis and hallucinations for the person on whom it is used. Feng says that a spell is not as good as an egg, but at least they can poke me for sure. Then he moves again quickly. Because currently there is only half an hour left and the day is ending. He quickly arrives at a new swimming pool, and the story is that there is a lost person in it who needs help. He knows the way. Feng leaves this pool and walks away because he realizes that he will not be able to give a gift suitable. He faces another swimming pool, and the one who belongs to the librarian wants to listen for a little while. Here, Feng remembers his difficult days and how people bullied him, and he says, "No, I will not give this pool a gift except if I find that it will come to the maximum benefit." He continued and saw a swimming pool too, which had a number of 3 10s. Feng feels that there is something special about this number. We discover that this is essentially a code. In this pool, we know that there is artificial superintelligence with self-awareness. The story of the pool will be a little deeper. The artificial intelligence in it can solve all equations. He literally does anything difficult. But the problem is that this artificial intelligence is immersed in thinking. I don't know how people always waste their time. Currently, he needs to understand human nature more and their different wisdoms. He says it's easy, opens the bag, and opens a philosophical book called Existence and Destruction. When the pool is loaded like this, it makes annoying noises. I also smell the smell of burning metal and plastic. He gets worried because he feels that the pool will explode. But then he is surprised by a golden beam coming out. He is very happy because the purple color he saw and the gold color was the first time he saw them. There is no one at all talking about these colors on the internet. But after that, suddenly, a slight movement appears in the place. We see that there is a killer running around trying to kill Feng and steal the things he found. That's it. This killer gave Feng a knife to kill him. But suddenly the killer stands in his place and the knife falls from him and falls to his knee. He holds his head and screams uncontrollably because this is the effect of the spell that is with Feng. The killer here was drowning in his very painful memories. Feng takes advantage of this opportunity, grabs the knife, and beats the killer until he ends his life. But after what he did, he comes back in shock and his body keeps shaking. Because this is the first time in his life that a human being is in such a state that he vomits. After a while, he calms him down and gets up and says, "These rare lights. You will attract criminals and the greedy to me. We must take good care." After that, Feng notices that they are white in color on the body and what is coming out of it. 2 items. The first element is a pair of pants that increase speed, and the second element is an amulet of strength and its name provides strength and endurance. These items will be labeled with the phrase that the items are without any owner. Feng understands that if he kills one of the elements, you will be left without an owner and he can seize control on her. It is surprising that no one spoke about this rule before. But he concludes that most of those who knew the rule remain silent in order to remain safer. They kill their targets easily. Thus, in the end, Feng understands that the world is currently governed by the law of the jungle. The strongest is the one who rules, and the weak one who cannot defend himself is the prey. His brain then grows bigger from all these thoughts and takes elements from the person who killed him. Then he looks at the pool and finds his treasure is there, which is called Sanduk. Dimensions. This treasure remains a legendary item and has a storage space of up to 1,000 meters. He can also get out anything he put in this box by thinking, but not more. He says it's very good. In like this, he'll look at the egg and the devil in it. Indeed, he tries the sandwiches and sells them. Then he looked at the clock and found that it was almost midnight. He sold everything he needed to walk. As soon as he leaves the warehouse, he is surprised by a strong lightning bolt and heavy rain. Immediately, he enters the warehouse again, and he is surprised because the sky was completely clear. A little while, and he shouldn't stay in an airport. He says, "Fortunately, I have an umbrella and I will be able to use it, but I am afraid that the rain will not be normal, and it pleases me." After that, he takes out his mobile phone to watch the news and finds that everyone is talking about the rain. They are very afraid. They were all thinking one thing. This rain might contain an enemy that could cause them diseases. Or they can even be transformed by zombies. Suddenly, while he was reading this, he found someone writing that there was a swimming pool in front of him that had disappeared strangely. He continues to stir, and what he keeps saying from among all this dust is the news of a disappearance. The swimming pool. After that, he looks behind him and is shocked by the disappearance of the body he had killed. And the pool itself disappears. Feng understands the dialogue and concludes that when the rain ends today, it will fall because it hides anything that happened that day. He becomes more worried because this atmosphere will hide the traces of all the crimes that happen. This means that currently the world is easy to commit any crime such as murder and theft without fear, because like this, no one will be exposed. Since he understands that this rain is not harmful and its effect is only to erase the traces of the day that has ended, he takes out the umbrella and starts walking underneath it. After some time has passed, 2 government vehicles arrive at this industrial zone and he enters. Warehouse. The leader looks at the girl with him, whose name we know is Lin. This girl acquired a very special ability, which is to sense the effects of energy. Lin uses her ability and we find energy exploding from her body to determine where the traces are present. Where exactly? But because of this use, it gets tired and becomes stagnant. And the fortress is the leader's luck that catches up with her. He tells her what's wrong with her. She says that normally any energy I see is very calming. But the energy here works exactly like the sun. Everyone is surprised by the matter, and one asks if it is possible for him to get out of here. What's wrong with him? They cut off the commander, and I immediately give orders to close the area and conduct a comprehensive search. Also, inform the main headquarters because there seems to be a terrifying person in this area. We return again to our hero, Finjo, who keeps trying to store the egg so that no one can reveal her command. At that time, he was thinking about how he could make this egg hatch. At that time, fairy tales come to his mind. Even if blood falls on the egg, it hatches. That's why he pulls it open, cuts his finger, and drops of blood fall right on top of it. The matter is almost correct because when he does this, it is written on the egg that it will hatch yet. Absorption of a sufficient amount of blood. Finja says, "Okay, I need a lot of blood, but I will think about this matter tomorrow because I am tired now." He then goes to bed and sleeps. But when dawn comes, a very annoying alarm sounds, making Fing wake up again. He then wakes up and finds that all the massacres that disappeared have returned, and so has the rain. Has gone. He sees the news on the internet and knows that everyone heard that alarm sound. All massacres also returned in the rest of the regions. This makes them understand that the sound of the alarm is evidence of the beginning of a new day. Time passes with us after that, and Feng goes to a restaurant and orders food from him. He also looks at the dust again and finds that people are giving gifts in a different way. Crazy for carnage. At that time, he heard people close to him who were also throwing dust at what happened. He got it. They repeat to each other that they are trying to control the food market. Because these crazy people will go bankrupt very soon because of the gifts they give. They finish it. When they go bankrupt, they will starve, and thus we will remain the kings of food and we will sell for the price that is. We want it, whether money or even treasures. Finja listens to their words and sees that this idea is very good. He tells himself that what is easier than the food industry is that I own a meat slaughterhouse. Because this will make us a very important partner in the entire food industry. He soon returns home, turns on the computer, and searches for a slaughterhouse to be sold. Until I found a very good ad to sell one. He calls the number in the advertisement and makes an appointment with the owner of this slaughterhouse. He often tells himself that the slaughterhouse can solve the problem of the blood that the egg needs. Because I always have blood. He directly meets the owner of this slaughterhouse. The man tells him that, by the way, this place is one of the best places. He keeps praising almost everything. Feng had no reaction. It just wants to vary in price. After a while, he can actually reduce the price completely. In the end, the contract expires. The man hands Feng the keys. He tells him that I will give you the number of a farm owner so that you do not have a problem with a lack of production or anything else. Feng tells him fine and starts walking around the place, entering the refrigerators and looking at everything. While he was looking like this, he found a ground door. He opens it and goes down to the underground storage room, which is completely deserted. It is full of unnecessary things. He sees something strangely honest in the middle. He knocks down the wood blocking the road and then finds an existing swimming pool, which is very strange. Its color is red. This pool still has the sound of a heartbeat coming out of it. Feng is afraid of this, but he makes a brave decision to check the pool. From examination, it is known that its number is 40 and its name is the Kamosi Throne Food Pool. He also discovers that this pool is very special and almost legendary, because it is considered a permanent pool and there is no maximum limit for use. In short, the laws that last once are never implemented. The feature of the pool remains as follows. It takes any gifts and turns them into blood. The person who absorbs this blood has his strength, and the one who feels unwell increases it in a very rigid way. Permanent. Feng says it is impossible. This pool is very special and it is also located inside the barn. I have it. He laughs out loud because this big treasure is his only one. After that, he destroys the amulet of power that he took from the killer. The swimming pool always comes out with blood. Feng uses his curse skill to make sure. He actually knows that this blood is suitable for drinking and will increase his strength. He doesn't wait and drinks the bottle. Of course, at that time, he was thinking that the taste would be very bad. But the surprise is that the taste is very similar to water. As soon as he drinks, his body turns red. He appears with a red aura, and his vein cells begin to absorb the strong aura around his body. After a while, everything disappears. Fenji decides to test his current strength. He goes into the refrigerator and punches a very large piece of meat. Then he is suddenly surprised by the meat flying and landing on the wall and breaking it. He says, "Excellent, strong. The pool in this store got a very ordinary item." On the other hand, the deli is a terrifying force. He imagines himself that after a while he will become a superhero. He will be able to lift a car with one hand. He thinks about the next step. It is that he brings a batch of animals to make the egg hatch using their blood. After that, he looks at the number of the farm owner who will buy from him. But he decides not to buy it now because he doesn't have enough money to buy from a friend. The farm. This is because Feng spent a lot on the slaughterhouse he bought. That's why he now decides to start collecting the rewards that people were taking. I think it is unnecessary. Indeed, after a while, he goes to the market. But their people start to scream because a demon in the shape of a monk came out from inside him. The swimming pool. Finji is constantly using his eyes to find out the story of this monk. He discovers that in the past, people accused this monk of stealing meat and killed him. Because of this monk began to hate meat very much. Because someone offered him a gift of meat, the monk became extremely angry and left. The swimming pool. Finja says that this issue can often be decided, because no one knows the requirements for the pool or the stories behind it. In these years, government vehicles are still arriving. Commander Jin descends from it with his team. They all move quickly and leave the place to deal with the issue. Morals are finished and barriers are being removed. Then Lin warns Jane and tells him that there are very strong energy fluctuations here. When Feng hears this, he gets worried, because it is possible that you can reveal it. Indeed, Lin looks at the Feng in a strange way and the two of them exchange glances with each other. But Feng maintains his calm and cold expression. As for Lin, She remained surprised because she felt an energy fluctuation coming from Feng. This volatility disappeared. She calms herself down and guesses that this might just be an illusion, but nothing more. In these niches, they started shooting at the monk. But the bullet had no effect on him at all. With Yang's hand, she signals to the second team, and then another group of 2 people moves. The first one of them would grab a dagger, point with it, and strike the monk in the neck. This monk screams from the pen and bleeds, and at the same moment the other person enters. He lowers a huge piece of iron over the monk's head at all times. This time, the monk became so rigid that he was unable to move. Then it is Jin himself's turn, and the one who takes out his sword will be cut down by a charge. Electrophysiology. And with my helper, the monk's head flies off. Feng says it is excellent. The cooperation this group has is amazing and they have great strength. But for me, I am still at the beginning of the road and I just need a little time. So I can get past them. Feng notices here that the sunset is over. He keeps moving to catch up and see good massacres before the day ends. He also prefers to walk in deserted places and even finds many massacres, but none of them occur. Relatively good. While he was walking, he noticed an abandoned house, so he went there and went upstairs and found a swimming pool. Clock shape. This swimming pool belongs to a watchmaker, and the story is that he was very talented and was able to make it. Many of the clocks were right and didn't start, and they were perfect. He kept doing this until he got bored and needed something to change the boredom inside. Currently, Feng says, unfortunately, I don't have any suitable gifts for this pool right now, so I will see something different. Indeed, after a while, they walked and met another swimming pool, which had a drawing of a spider in it. This is his story, that there is a spider whose son, the child, suffers from nightmares. I need a song or any solution so that my son can sleep peacefully. Feng also says no, it won't work because I don't know any children's songs. The night is over, Jim is suffering and Feng goes to the station and finds a swimming pool in the shape of pools there. Cabaret, so he prefers to stand in front of him for a while. He knows that this swimming pool belongs to a little girl who sells boxes of matches at the station. The girl is miserable because no one buys any matches from her anymore, and she does not know what to do with. Bigger Feng brings a lighter to the pool as a gift and says times have changed and people have evolved. This matchbox is a very old thing.